Hi, this is Jackie with All Access, and I'm here with Every Time I Die, and
My name is Keith, and I'm in Every Time I Die.
Keith from Every Time I Die, and we are here at New Jersey Stop 1 of Vans Warped Tour.
Yeah, 2 New Jersey shows, huh? Right?
I mean, I'm from Jersey, so
Yeah. How close are the cities?
fairly close, like an hour apart.
It's weird. How
I
weird.
know.
Camden counts as the Philadelphia, New Jersey, though, like to the people on it. So yeah.
We'll call it Philly in a few days.
I mean, it's not anything like Philly. Camden is nothing like Philadelphia. So
No.
She's from a different country. She might not know that. It's not the same at all.
No, Philadelphia is the city of brotherly love, and Camden is the city of
death and murder.
needles, and
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But we're here anyway at Warped.
Here we are. Let's
It's the
try them out.
20th anniversary of Warped Tour. What were you doing 20 years ago?
That would make me 14. Today, I was probably trying my first Zima. So yeah, big anniversary for me this year.
The time I had my first SEMA. You and I are pretty close, and I
Yeah.
think that you're bringing back.
My first thing was it was a beer, and I hated it. And then and they're like, "Well, try this instead." And I was like, "This is way better." But then it's just like the next morning it was like, I mean, I had one, and I had like the worst hangover. And my dad knew it. He knew I was hungover. I actually had more than one eventually, but so I had a hangover the next morning, and he knew I had a hangover, so he made me get up super early and do a bunch of chores. He didn't like that's how he punched me. He didn't bring it up but he just knew. So he like made me do all this stuff, and I was like throwing up in the yard. He's like, "Oh no, we got some more stuff to do. Come on in here, help me with this." And that was the punishment.
Parents.
20 years ago this year. Man. I just don't understand.
No, I think he
I know,
did.
My parents definitely understood. Yeah.
So, what was the first concert you ever attended?
It was Inthekeyofchange, Iron Butterfly, the band that sings Inthekeyofchange, was officially the first time I was ever in a concert environment. My parents brought me. I was like 4. I don't remember at all. The first concert I remember going to was the B-52s. On my 10th birthday, my uncle took me. My first like heavy metal concert was Pantera, Sepultura, Biohazard in 1993. Yeah.
That's an impressive one. Like
That was
that.
impressive.
Let's say that counts as your first.
That's what I always say is my first one. The truth is it's not. It's Iron Butterfly is my very first one. I saw the Beach Boys at the county fair too, but I think I was like 8. I don't remember that one at all either.
I kind of feel like if it wasn't your decision to go, it doesn't count.
Bingo. Then it was Pantera, Sepultura, Biohazard because I bought a ticket.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now think back not as far, but close to it. What was the first show you ever played?
It was in our friend's backyard, and it was with a band that I had when I was like 13 years old.
See, look how far you've come.
I mean, it's not that much further. We're still kind of playing in a backyard.
I was going to say, it's far more organized,
It
and
is far more
technology is much better.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Do you prefer these outdoor festivals, or would you rather be indoors in a club gig?
I love indoor gigs. Hold on, we'll wait till. Come on through. It's okay. Come on through.
Okay, that's what microphones are for.
Yeah. I prefer indoor gigs for sure, but I love like this anomaly that we get to experience once every 2 years. It's just really refreshing to like show up, get a good night's sleep. Everything's taken care of. You get free food. You don't pay for a drink. You play to like a bunch of new people outside in the warm weather. It's really nice. But after the Warped Tour, then I put me back in the club.
So tell me what comes to mind when you're playing indoor or out, and you look out in the crowd and there's a bunch of tiny phone screens looking back at you.
Luckily enough, we're not the kind of band that sort of calls for tiny phone screens out. I feel like that's a much younger crowd. And
Thankfully.
Yeah, we're like the upper tier in age of this tour. So the people that come out are moshing and crowd surfing and singing along, and I don't see a lot of phones in the air, which is awesome. It's
good.
just weird. I mean, you obviously like you take pictures because in the future you're gonna want to remember the past, and then there's no like present. That's the problem with everything now. So I'm thankful that the people that like our band don't really. They're in the moment.
Yeah, they're too busy moving.
Yeah, exactly. They're not bragging to their friends online.
So what's your reaction to fans that get your song lyrics tattooed on them?
I mean, it's humbling. It's crazy to think. Somebody sent me a picture. There's an actor in the new Hunger Games has my lyrics tattooed on his ribs.
Shut up.
So, I mean, that's crazy. I don't know if it'll be obvious in the movie if he's going to have his shirt off. He's a hunk. I hope he takes his shirt off, but we'll see.
Don't we all?
Yeah. I mean, I'm flattered. It's really cool because before I wanted to do music, I wanted to be a writer. So the lyrics separated from the music are that feels like, wow, that's me. Like, that came from me. That's not like the band. I mean, not to be egotistical, but it's like, wow, I did that. Yeah, I wrote that. They didn't write that. I wrote that. So it's kind of cool. Once in a while, it's cool.
Speaking of tattoos, you have quite a lot. Is there one artist that you go to at home, or are they sort of a collection from your travels?
I collect in my travels a lot, but when I'm home, I go to, his name's John Miro, and he works at HOD Tattoo on Elmwood in downtown Buffalo. Him and his crew, Chris Lombardi and Josh Schlageter, are all great tattoo artists. So if you're ever in Buffalo, come to HOD.
And you have a Buffalo nickel tattoo.
Yeah.
Are both sides? Both sides. Okay, so we have Buffalo in 2 days, in fact. Yeah. So I'm going to ask the expert, where do we go for the best wings? I'm not talking the tourist spot. Where do the locals go?
There's a place called Gabriel's Gate on Allen Street, which is really good. I seriously go to the Anchor Bar because they're the originals, and I know it's a touristy spot, but they are the best for a reason. And the recipe hasn't changed. Here's a little secret. On the Warped Tour, my dad comes out and makes chicken wings in the back, and his are the best I've ever had in my life. And so if you guys are back there tomorrow or 2 days,
yeah, I'll give you my card. We'll talk.
Okay.
I mean, chicken wings are pretty serious.
They are,
especially
for the whole tour. Yeah.
Oh, he makes it for everybody.
Well, everyone that's on the tour, yeah. I mean, it's almost impossible. But I think the last time he had I'm not being hyperbolic. I think 4,000 pounds of chicken wings.
That was going to be my next question. How many wings?
4,000 pounds. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he has
what a guy.
Oh, he's great. Yeah, he's great.
Is he a cook, or is this just something he just does because it's fun?
It's something he used to do for him and his buddies when I was growing up. They would just three of his work friends would come over every Monday night, and he'd cook wings, and then he just kept making them. And then as we got older, he perfected it. And yeah, I'm trying to convince him to open a food truck, but I think we'll see.
There you go. Yeah. That's the next idea. So I'm sorry, I get sidetracked by food. Can't help it. I mean, buffalo chicken wings get me started.
Yeah.
On your most recent album, is there one song that you want new fans to hear because it's a really good representation of your work?
Yeah, I would say the song "More" is a good one. It's a little experimental. There's a little singing, and then there's a little screaming. I feel like it has it all. So it's flavored with every aspect.
In a genre that, no offense, is very heavily saturated. And it's do-do-do, breakdown, breakdown. How does Every Time I Die stand out?
I don't know that we do. I think that if you're just going to listen to it, I feel like you need to see it, and I think that's what makes us stand out. I feel like we're a better live band than most, I'd say.
So what's up next for you after Warped Tour?
We go to Playwriting in Leeds. Then we come back and do a Canadian tour, then an American tour, then a European tour. It's 2 years of touring now that the record's out. So.
How do you keep up the stamina and kind of keep sane when you're just constantly one city to the next?
Keeping sane is not even an option anymore. But I try to get a routine as much as possible. It kind of just, it's like when you would go to a zoo and you just watch an animal pace. That's where I'm at in my life. I just need to do the same thing over and over and over. And even if it doesn't work, I'm just going to keep doing it because it's drilled into my brain. So I don't know. I try to get out and get some exercise and some fresh air. I meditate, but it's almost impossible on this tour because there's never silence, as the doors are opening. But I got to try to do that. Reading a lot. Yeah.
What are you reading right now?
I just finished a book called Ishmael by Daniel Quinn. So now I'm actually on the hunt for my next book. So I usually, when I'm on a tour, see if somebody's reading something, and then I'll read it.
I'll give you some recommendations. Okay. So stay tuned for more from Every Time I Die. This is Jackie with All Access and In the Key of Change.